cradle of motherfucking civilization. It's time for Destiny Down Under.
G'day and welcome to the 101st episode of the Destiny Down Under podcast. I, as per the last 100 episodes and plus one, am Lord Powerslave. And I am joined, as always, by Real-Time Sloth and Matt, who doesn't have his camera on today because he's had a bit of an acne breakout and he's feeling self-conscious. No, because he's internet's fucked.
I have never had acne in my life, mate.
Get the fuck out of this Discord.
Yeah, I got pretty lucky on that front too.
I was rocking. Who do you make fun of me for being?
Obi-Wan.
I was rocking Obi-Wan since high school, mate.
I tell you what, like
born with a beard.
Acne wise, I got hit with it hard at school. I've still got scars like underneath my jawline here that haven't gone away in fucking, what was it, 20 years.
Yeah,
it's
wow.
fucking bad, man.
This was an odd place to start this episode.
Well, that's your fucking fault.
Yeah, well, I was just making a throwaway joke and it turned into like fucking a D&M that I wasn't quite prepared for. Oh, anyway, dudes, how you doing, Matt? Your internet's fucked, but aside from that, are you all right?
Yeah. I've got scheduled maintenance coming up soon, so everything's a little bit funky at the moment. And I'll look, at the end of the day, I hope whenever it comes back online, it just goes back to what it was, because I was happy. I don't need it to be improved.
You weren't even on normal NBN though. You were on like HTAC or something like that. It was like
I'm on
cable coaxial or something like that. So
yeah,
he had fucking really good
fiber.
net.
Yeah,
really good net. Like shit that doesn't drop out in the fucking storm like logs and mine do.
Mine doesn't.
Yeah.
Mine's perfect.
Does it not?
No.
Mine fucking does all the time. As soon as there's a storm overhead, it drops about 20 megabytes.
Mm.
Australian Internet.
How does
Brought
that
to you by
work?
the Destiny Down Under podcast.
Like, why? Because it's fucking worried about getting struck by lightning and all the bits of data want to stay somewhere safe. Where the fuck does that work?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. Like, I got fiber to the premises, and I had no idea.
Just
it might be the
magic.
The non-insulation might be the non-insulation from the box and the wall outside into the inlet port. Anyway, regardless.
Anyway, do your job in the fucking storm, internet. Slothy, how are you? What do you're doing good. You're going all right. You're getting on. You're keeping on.
Yeah.
You're not sleeping enough. We've been in your ear about that, but
3 hours of sleep in the last 76, so that's been fan-fucking-tastic. So a lot of differing craziness has happened over the last couple of days that I prefer to keep private. But yeah, it's just been one of those things. I haven't been streaming, so it happens. It happens.
yeah, we all hit
bad
these,
days,
hit these
days,
periods,
bad
man.
days.
Yeah. Well, do we want to get into it? Because we've got an absolute shitload to talk about. Yeah, I'm good. You know me. I spent all morning singing. And yeah, my throat may just give out because I had one of those mornings where I'm like,
sing? Do you have a recording booth?
I sing right here.
In his chair, right there.
No, I stand up.
there.
I stand up, but I just I don't know. The room's dead enough that I get away with it. I probably do need to put up some.
Do you not have the Clark Rubber special? Fucking
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll send you the Marlin Game special. I'll send you the Marlin Game special, mate. Fucking
you know the thing is,
30-liter tub with some audio foam in there.
Yeah, but there's a stark difference between the audio you record and the audio I record, because you record yourself talking like this, and I'm like, fuck. That's really the difference. Is that there could be a fucking engine rolling in the background and you wouldn't hear it over me yelling and carrying on. So there's that.
Well,
I'm sorry for everyone's ears.
I've got a fucking fair amount of furniture in this room to try and deaden it as much as I can. But anyway,
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen,
and a dead shit as well. Same in this room.
Yeah, this is true. Very true.
It's been a big week.
This week at Bungie, 15th of November 2018. Thunderlord.
It's back.
My God.
Sweet baby Jesus is back.
Sweet baby Jesus, that is an exotic. Oh my Lord.
It feels exotic too. It feels exotic in PvP. Four shot headshot.
Oh, dude.
In PvP. Like the exotic perk is fantastic. I've watched Syntax 7 do a Thunderlord raid this morning.
I mean, I did it last night.
We all had raids like last night.
Yeah, we were just thunderlording away. There's just lightning strikes everywhere, which in a inside a building doesn't make a lot of sense. But I'm going to give it a fucking pass anyway.
What's the? Because the animation is the same as one of the Warlock grenades, isn't it? What's the one? The bolt of lightning comes down. I know. I'm pretty sure it's that, right? And so, for those of you who haven't picked it up, basically, a kill with Thunderlord brings that bolt of lightning down, which then changes to anything close by. So, like, you can clear ads in a room, especially taken ones that are trying to multiply extremely quick. Like, before you get supers off, like the second encounter in the raid, normally you would have you would chain your supers, but people use the Thunderlord, just no enemies left. they just disintegrate. They're just gone.
Like Thor has sent down Mjolnir from the heavens.
It's one of those things.
Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. Where the gun was coming back, and we all sort of got wind of it a couple of weeks back, and whatever. And I've been trying to temper my expectations, going like, "Oh, look, we don't even have LMGs or anymore." Or I think it's a heavy machine gun in the game, but whatever. It'll be interesting to see how it is and what it's like. And I didn't have great expectations. I woke up the morning after it came out to just like 60-something messages of fucking Man-at-Arms losing his shit and all these clips that he was fucking taking on the Xbox and sending me the links to it, like just lightning, fuck and just all this shit. Like, wow. But then I jumped in and got it. And like, to be honest, I wasn't expecting to actually go back to the Cosmodrome. I thought we'd somehow skirt around that. But it was nice to get in there and have a little bit of a look around.
We'll touch on that because there's some little bits of line from Amanda Holiday that were very interesting, to say the least. But yeah, Thunderlord made a return. It is fantastic. I'm banner this week. Apparently it's super sweaty, which is more the norm really. And so they're starting to close up season 4, season 5. Yeah. Which is awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the fuck into it.
Dude, I just want to touch about one thing with the Thunderlord. That shirt.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it now. Death riding a horse holding the Thunderlord. Like, to get Bungie merch over here in Australia is stupidly expensive for what it is. Right? I'm buying it. Get that. I'm buying it. I'm gonna have that, and it's long sleeved. I don't need the sleeves, man. They're gone.
Cut them off.
Cut them off. Get rid of them. But I mean, it's not a very hard fucking thing to go and get the Bungie reward shirt. So go and do it, for God's sake. Jump on. It'll take you half an hour.
If you have not acquired your Thunderlord, the Lost Cryptarch quest will be available through November 27th. After that date, Thunderlord will be rolled into exotic engrams, and the Cosmodrome will return to full quarantine. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Oh, Amanda Holiday, during that little piece of the quest, Matt, I did want to pick your brain about this when I seen it, when I heard it. But she goes, "All right, where are you? Where are you? Oh, holy hell!" And she's like, and tries to like hide you from the radar.
Yeah. Right.
Why is the Cosmodrome quarantined?
Look, that's been like the number one. I spent all this time making this Aldrin video, and the number one comment is, "Why can't we go back to the Cosmodrome?" Like, I was like, guys, I made this beautiful video about Prince Aldrin speculation. And the number one comment is just, "But Mylan, we want to go." Oh, okay, so look, I want to look into it. I'm not sure. I thought it would have been Siva, but I can't remember where we left Siva, right? So we from memory, we destroyed the Siva replication complex, right? Which was the thing that produced the Siva.
The replication chamber.
Then there was still the perfection complex, which was basically the Fallen's way of converting them to splices. And that was Axis was still there, right? So we cut off the source and then we killed the guys using it. And then what happened? I can't remember. I think that was
it.
Was
really.
the end.
That was it. Now the other thing as well is that from the D1 story, like if you played D1 on Xbox or PlayStation, and then jumped into D2, there was some choice voice lines from certain characters that recognized you playing as a veteran of D1. However, Salabar does not recognize you as young Wolf.
Yeah, he's old, but he's just lost his memory.
Yeah, look, I think that was an oversight, to be honest. I wouldn't take that as I think that was an oversight.
Yeah,
but no, interesting. So, I was like, why is it quarantine? Very weird. Very weird.
I would have did they say something about radiation? I'm pretty sure they said something about radiation as well.
We're fucking dead with a fucking tablet, a little fucking ghost ball in our hands that fucking brings us back to life. We don't have to worry about radiation.
Well, walking
around on the fucking walking around on the outer spines of the dreadnought in the middle of fucking space, in the middle of an asteroid field. We don't have to worry about fucking radiation.
You raise a very valid point. Like of all of the shit that we'd be worried about, it's not going to be that, is it? Like we're on Mercury for fuck's sake. The sun's fucking radiation's the least of our worries.
Out onto the fucking sunburnt side of the Almighty and came off with not even as much as a singed pubic hair. Fuck's sake.
I imagine like this Guardian that's super decrepit that's just got so much radiation build up, like that the ghost just keeps it's just constant 24/7 revival. And they're just crawling around. Kill me now. I'm in so much pain with this radiation.
Like the bad guy at the end of RoboCop.
Looks like something out of fucking Bloodborne. Fucking.
Anyway, look. If you missed it, there's like 5 scannables in
I got them all. Yeah.
The car yard wreck area. So I haven't listened back to it. I'd like to listen back to it again. I'd like to revisit the Rise of Iron lore. Specifically what happened in campaign and specifically what happened in the actual lore items released and just see where Siva ended up, because I'm pretty sure there's a clue about like Rasputin taking back over Siva. I can't remember though. It's been a long time. And it'll be interesting if it's related to Rasputin, because we know like the end of Warmind, Rasputin's like sort of freed himself basically. It was like neutral, I guess. He's not really a bad dude. He's not really a good dude. He's like, but you're not going to use me. So I wonder if and we know Zavala hates Rasputin. We know there's conflict there. So I wonder whether it's something to do with Rasputin.
Hates is a big word.
Yeah,
I would say is wary.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he knows that Rasputin's, there's things at play there that he doesn't want us to have anything to do with, which may well be him controlling Siva.
But then it would make more sense when Rasputin was actually on Earth, because that sort of changed to Mars, right? So it's sort of like, but I wonder if there's assets and stuff still. I don't know. It smells like a setup. It smells like a setup for future stuff, surely. To get back,
it smells of something else for me. It smells of this isn't in this game, so he just needed a fucking a reason a plot device. We're banned from going there because Zavala says so, because it was in D1 and we're not going back.
I think that is that's a very plausible option as well. Like, hey, let's put some nostalgia in here and sort of write in a reason not to come back, because they were quite specific, like, you're never coming back here. I'm like, I don't know if I want to leave yet.
Yeah, I know. And like, have you noticed that she doesn't say that until after the timer starts ticking down? You're never coming back here. Enjoy the next 30 seconds, motherfucker, because it's all you got. Unless you got a friend who hasn't done it yet.
So,
all right. Well, what we might do?
It's very interesting.
I'm gonna look into it, but
you're gonna report back.
I'll report back next week.
Okay. When we can see your face and you can, tell us properly. Okay, good. What we're gonna do now? We're gonna summon Man at Arms a little bit earlier in the cast than we normally will because we're on the subject of Thunderlord. He's done a little video today, and the operative word being little video, just highlighting. A few things that have maybe been doing the rounds on social media of late and something like that. So we're going to dive straight into it. If you haven't got the Thunderlord yet, this is your absolute quickest guide to getting it. I can assure you of that. Here we go.
Hi. It has been brought to my attention lately over the social medias that some of y'all still do not know how to get your Thunderlord. I understand that you do not want to sit through 3 10-minute videos listening to some dude say interesting 197 times trying to pad his ad revenue. I'm here to tell you what to do. Just follow these easy steps. 1. Go to the tower. Talk to Amanda Holiday. Get your quest. Fly into Trossland. Kill a bunch of Fallen. Go back to space. Go back to Trossland. Go to all the lost sectors. Kill everybody. Go to this lost sector here. Kill everybody in there. Go back to space. Go right back to the lost sector you just left from. Kill everybody again. Go to the Cosmodrome. Go in there. Kill everybody. Make sure you kill this motherfucker right here. Go outside. Wander around the parking lot making clips of scannables to spam to your favorite low content creator because he probably don't got them yet. Go to space. Go to the tower. Go see Amanda Holiday. Get your engram. Go see this motherfucker. Bam. There's your Thunderlord. Notice how I managed to do that without having to say interesting a single time, because monetization doesn't matter on this channel unless you offering from a liquor company.
Yeah, that was important to Rick, so I let him do it. We don't mean to attack anyone, but at the same time,
fantastic.
Yeah, we've got to get him off Reddit a bit. I think he might be on Reddit a little too much of late.
Wait, did that get pushed on Reddit as well?
No. There's just been a lot of videos talking about posts talking about the really obvious 10-minute and 2-second clips uploads for ad revenue, and he thought, well, here's something that's very easily explained, and I'm going to do it in the most concise way possible, just to highlight the fact that you don't need 3 10-minute videos to do the Thunderlord quest. You could probably do it in under 30 minutes if you wanted to.
I legitimately did the quest line in about 15 and a half minutes.
So, on that note, right, it's funny how the exotic reward was so good that you just forget that maybe the quest wasn't that good. This is an example.
The quest was rubbish.
The first 2 weeks of it was shit house. I'll call that.
Even the Cosmodrome, that could have been just hey, we'll just sneak this in here because this will sort of help people forget the first 2 steps was shit house.
I mean, when you compare that to the Whisper of the Worm and all of that, that's on another level, right?
But I think these kind of exotic quests have a role. I don't think you have to have exotic quests that are always like Whisper of the Worm, or always like Ace of Spades. I get the impression that Bungie's putting together a roadmap for different types of exotic quests. Some exotic quests can be like this. They're super simple. Everybody can get them. They don't take a lot of time. They appease a lot of people. And then you've got exotic quests like Cade, which tell a much more of a story. Still easy to get, but a little bit more time consuming. And then you've got high pinnacle exotic quests, Whisper of the Worm. Not everyone's going to get it. You have to be there. You have to have a team, etc., etc.
Yeah, I mean, I think that really the problem with this is the only quest like this that we've really seen before this one was Whisper of the Worm, and they set the bar really high, and then to have it be oh, you just got to do a few things in the EDZ each week, and then after 2 weeks you can do the mission, and then that's it. It does seem a bit lackluster in that respect by comparison, but I think if we're going to go down the line of most exotics, and I think that like really, most of them probably do deserve a little bit of a lead-in quest or whatever like that. I think then, you know, I'm all for it. I mean, at least some of them, especially if it's something with history, like the Black Hammer and the
exotics out.
You're right. No, you're right.
If they could take a few exotics out of the drop pool and put them behind little finicky little quests.
Well, I think they've already got that right. I think they've got that pretty. I think that balance is pretty good. To be,
I reckon they could probably deal with it a bit more. Mainly the fucking Queensbreaker.
All right, let's get on track.
Here's the other thing though. Like, do you reckon there's this disparity between how good Thunderlord is and the quest? Like, look at like Wish, like doing this shattered throne to get Wish, and I like literally don't use that. I use it to shoot eggs compared to like.
Maybe you should branch out into PvP and use it in PvP, because when you fully draw and you can see motherfuckers around the corner when they're going to peek.
Oh no, but like the other thing is, like, think about Malfeasance. Malfeasance for the first 3 months of its life was just this sort of maligned gun of like, it's pretty average, it's not really worth it. And then you've got Thunderlord, you can get in 15 minutes that fucking shits on everything. You know what? I have no problem with it. I have no problem with it. I think the guns that are fucking gonna be the meta, and honestly, that thing in PvP is rude. You get so much fucking ammo, you kill people with it so quickly that I got a 10 kill streak with one heavy drop. And then was there waiting for the fucking heavy to go again so I could reload.
Motherfucker.
I can't remember who I was playing with, but I think it might have been Etsy or Keg. And they're like, you are the fucking problem. You doing that is why people are going to fucking hate this gun. I'm like, I don't care.
You know what, though? The quest being so simple and the gun being so available, that means every fucker has got it. And that means every fucker is going to go onto Twitter or go onto bloody Reddit, and they're going to go, nerf this gun. It is new. Wait. Stop complaining.
I don't think that it's like, I think they knew, and I think that they've had it for a while, right? That they knew that it would fucking make the raid really easy, and it does. I think they knew that, and I think that's probably why it was in the plan to release it at the back end of the life cycle of the Forsaken, you know, season 4 sort of thing. And they're like, you know what, look, anyone who's fucking not done the raid yet or not completed it or whatever can go and get this gun, and it makes it a hell of a lot easier. You know, we've had the opportunity for everyone to rapidly increase their light level with the like acquiring the horror story through Festival of the Lost. Now it's basically like, I think it's been really smart in that, like, you know, there was people that were streets ahead of me to begin with, but now it's pretty much all even playing field. And, you know, like weapons like this allow, you know, people who are not so good like myself to go in the raid and contribute strongly. All right, do we want to jump into what?
Before this is just the fucking bullshit. This is just the bullshit that we carry on with. Like, we're talking about Log's talking about serious things, and I've just yelled at Sassy in the chat. He's gone, nah, fuck you, needs a nerf. And I've gone, nah, fuck you. And Matt's jumped in, gone, nah, fuck you, nah, fuck you, nah, fuck you.
All right, I'm just gonna cave and look. There you are. If you're watching the YouTube video, you can fucking look at everyone swearing at each other. You know, wonder why you don't turn up live and just, you know, you can swear at you, swear at the DDU podcast, boys. Good on you, Sass.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming up in the next fuck you. Coming up in the next couple of months, / the next 12 months. So obviously December, Season of the Forge. Season 5, Black Armory. As announced last week, Season of the Forge will begin on November 27th, 2018. On the day it arrives, Bungie will release brand new Vidoc and full gameplay calendar to illustrate what awaits your Guardian for the rest of the year. Now, this is very interesting. As I was scrolling through it before.
I think we're gonna dive deep. We're gonna dive deep into this shit because there's so much to speculate
Black Armory. Discover weapons of light and fury.
Oh wait, hang on. Slow up a bit. Now the thing that, if you're playing the home game and you only check out the TWAB was like the most fucking truncated version of this release, to the point where they had Season of the Forge for Black Armory, then Season of the Drifter for Aces Wild, and then they had Season of the blank. But on the fucking Blizzard website, all of that shit was named and everything. So I'm not sure whether there's a communication breakdown or someone somewhere literally likes going, just blank it out the 12. They'll fucking figure it out another way and it'll get everyone, all excited about it.
But do you know what?
Interesting. The picture is very interesting. It's got this fucking frame, which I'm guessing is one of his red jacks, with this fucking samurai sword sticking out over his shoulder.
I reckon it's Benedict. But we'll get there. We'll do this in order. We'll do it in order because the fucking further away down the line it gets.
He doesn't have the fucking thing taped to his head. Look,
well, maybe he took it off.
That's Benedict. He's got the thing taped to his head.
You're a fucking Benedict.
That's Benedict. Look, he's got the thing taped to his head.
It's a sweeper bot.
Oh.
I'm just trying to trigger you now.
Nah, fuck you.
Oh, that's fucking Benedict. Anyway, right. So, sorry, Slothy. Jump into the description of the Black Armory. Now, these descriptions came from the Blizzard Entertainment website, so they're the most. They have the most information on them, so I'll put them in there as well. So they're not in the 12 if you go looking for them there.
Add the Black Armory's treasure. So Light and Fury. First one. Discover weapons of Light and Fury. Interesting. Add the Black Armory's treasure to your legend. Black Armory will be delivered over the course of the season of the Forge from December 4th to March 4th. This includes access to the Black Armory, new activity, the Lost Forges, new raid, exotic weapons, quests, triumphs, and collections. Firstly and foremostly, the picture. Is that Elsie Bray?
I don't know.
No, I
don't reckon.
What?
Why does it have no mouth?
You mean Exo Stranger? Is that what you mean?
Well, I don't have a mouth either if I put my fucking chin in my chest.
Oh, God, don't do that.
I see what you mean. Like an early Exo Stranger, because this is like... Yeah, I see what you mean. No, I mean, I was looking at the Kell of Pigs and a non-pig. I'm pretty sure he has some guesses about which Exo that is. I haven't, honestly, I haven't had enough time to look into any of this week.
So if you look at the way that Forsaken was put out, and I'm guessing they're probably going to do this as well. If you look at the way that Forsaken was put out, it's going to be delivered. It's not going to have all of the content up front. Time-gated content over many, many weeks, i.e. the cycle of the Dreaming City opened up more things each week and all that sort of thing. There's still secrets and all that sort of shit that people haven't been able to figure out, which is good. So the new activity, the Lost Forges, new Archon's Forge? Question mark?
I don't know. I hope it has nothing to do with the Forge on Mercury, though.
Get out of here.
I think maybe, honestly, it's probably going to be more like Mercury, though. I think there's going to be sort of missions to craft guns and that sort of stuff again, because it all is centered around the weapons, right?
What if we return to Venus?
I don't know.
We return to Venus, and because that's where we first encountered. Because, like, the Forge. Man,
it doesn't say anywhere in that thing that there's new patrol zones.
No, but Golden Age weapons. What is our... what are the links to the Golden Age? Rasputin, Elsie Bray, Anna Bray, Clovis Bray. They are our direct links to the Golden Age in D2.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
I think that
by the way, do you know that you can see a better image on... Have you seen the full image on Battle.net? Because you actually get more stuff in the picture.
Yeah. It just didn't fit in the run sheet very well.
because this Exo is holding a rifle, basically. Because we've had a VDoc on this already. Remember the really early VDoc?
Oh, it was Vidoc, Matt.
Vidoc,
Matt. Raul.
Matt. What are you, one of my subscribers? I can't believe I'm subscribed.
I am one of your fucking subscribers. You pay me, you...
Oh, yeah, I am one of your subscribers.
Listen to Myling Games. You can't get anywhere that's right. Go back to school, you pleb.
Go back to school, you pleb.
I am.
Yeah, anyway, moving on. Probably the most notable little fucking thing out of that is that it says new raid.
Yeah.
That's pretty soon, man. What?
I know,
December
right?
4th?
Well, I mean, all right. So we've had what 3 months? 3 months of Forsaken. Yeah, there haven't been a lot of people that have actually run through the raid, but it might be a shorter raid. It might be new raid lairs. I don't know if it's going to be a raid lair. I don't know if there's going to be a...
Dude, if it was a raid lair, it'd say raid lair.
I'd have to say lair. Yeah, all right.
No, they're not going to fuck around with that. Like, they set a huge expectation by having the word raid in there to begin with. Like, that's expecting something in the scale of Leviathan and Last Wish. For mine, anyway. Whether or not that's right, I don't know. But maybe this is what we're going to see instead of, like there was no prestige mode for Last Wish. All that sort of stuff was chopped and sacrificed. And as much as there's a hell of a lot of detail and stuff gone into the wishes and all that sort of stuff to change up the experience, I think that, something's got to give. And hopefully this is what it is. There isn't a prestige raid anymore, but you're going to be getting... a raid every 3 months. That's crazy.
Didn't they already say that they're not going to do a prestige raid?
Yeah, they did. That's what I'm saying.
So, I mean, I think it's, I don't know. Well, I mean, we'll see. I'm a little bit excited to see what happens with this. I'm a little bit excited. So I just looked at the BattleNet page, Matt. Well, you've got the EXO holding this sniper rifle looking thing, which looks pretty fantastic.
The Drifter. So let's move on to the next one. Just see what's in the back.
Yeah. So Joker's wild. Gambit was only the beginning, and the Drifter is ready to deal you another deadly hand. Joker's Wild will be delivered over the course of the season 6, Season of the Drifter, in spring 2019. So I think this is what a lot of people are really, really looking forward to, because what happened with the Drifter, it brought back in things like Dark Guardians, Dredgen, possible Thorn. Also, Last Word's coming back with the Forge.
Really?
How do you know that?
I have my sources.
Get fucked. Get fucked.
Sloth wants to make it. Do you want to see Long Power Slave as a woman again?
I'm not doing that shit again, man. We'll think of something better than that, man. Then again, season 4 is a long time to be living in fear. That's 3 months, and it could come right at the end. Like, if you'd told me Thunderlord was coming back with Forsaken, I'd have gone, oh, fuck off. But here we are.
Thorn is apparently making a return at some point in Joker's
Where
Wild.
are you getting
You're making this shit up. No one knows
No.
shit.
All right. Let me preface that by saying the data mined out and the leaks out, that is what people are really leaning on. They're pushing towards that sort of thought process. So if I'm wrong,
come on, man.
I will be wrong.
Get that cock on the block, boy.
You know what? My cock, I'm gonna fucking smack you,
mate. Trust me, I have no invested interest in your cock or anything about it. That sounds like a fucked place, and I don't want to know anything more about it. But, I mean, Sloth's fucking good oil aside.
But think about it. Think about it this way: Black Armory. The Last Word Last Word is a Golden Age weapon. True. Black Armory is Golden Age. Makes sense. Joker's Wild. The Thorn was one of the weapons of Sorrow. And they're talking about Dark Guardians and Dredgens and all that sort of thing. It makes sense.
Oh, yeah. It definitely fits. It definitely fits with the theme. There's no denying that. The interesting thing, I think, from that picture is in the background, there is that dark swirl. And that is what is in the background when you're in the waiting room for Gambit, the lobby.
Oh, fuck, lobby. It is too, isn't it?
That's the stuff in the ice cages behind
Yeah.
And that is what we predict to be in the lore tabs, which was a creature that he captured to make Malfeasance, which is meant to replace thorn, which is essentially a weapon to kill other guardians that drains their life.
It drains light, yeah.
It has doesn't say it's linked to darkness. It is has a similar impact as the darkness has on a guardian, like a darkness zone. So that's freaking cool. I think it's going to explore that and what exactly that is. And the other thing, I don't know if this is just a little bit of a pun, but he's holding a flaming card like Gambit from X-Men, right?
Dude, that was the first thing I noticed. I'm like, where's Wolverine?
That. Fucking hell. I just noticed that.
And look, he's even got the look. He's like, mon ami. He's got the...
Mon ami.
Mon cher. Mon cher. Are they getting Rick to do his fucking Cajun as fuck accent? That's why he's so hard to get a hold of now. Man at Arms is doing the overdubbing the Drifter as Gambit, Remy LeBeau from fucking X-Men. Oh, anyway.
All right. And then we've got Penumbra, ladies and gentlemen. Only the brave will learn what lurks in the shadow. Only the strong will survive its teeth. Penumbra will be delivered over the course of Season 7 in the Season of the Shadow. In summer 2019.
Wow, fuck, you're out of a job, man.
Do you know this is something that's very potential. This is something like the fact that it wasn't in Bungie in the Bungie.net, but it was in Battle.net. So it could be a placeholder. Season of Shadow could have been a placeholder that wasn't meant to be out yet, and it's slipped through, and that they may not have been ready to actually name what that season's about at all.
Then why not just put Season 7 or whatever in there, 6 or fucking
why
put a name in there at all?
Season 7.
Okay.
It's way too convenient, Matt. I'm not buying it.
To give you insight, right? Like with the book, with the anthology that I'm making, placeholders make things way easier to talk about as a team rather than going, volume 2, because people make mistakes when you say season 4, season 5. People say like the wrong season just because they get mixed up, right? So it's way easier to have a placeholder theme,
a thematic placeholder.
And so like Shadows of Callus, it's Callus is Penumbra, right? So rather than what is it, season? What season? I don't even know. It's 5.
It'll be 6.
What? See what I mean?
No, it'll be 7. Yeah, dude, you fucking just proved your point.
It's fucking season 4 now, you plebs.
Yeah, I know.
This is what I'm saying, man. When you're working on shit really far in the future, it's way easier to pick a placeholder that demonstrates what
you're right.
The whole thing's about.
I think Sloth, can you confirm that Galahorn is coming back in the Season of the Shadow? Yeah, Sloth told me that off air. He didn't want to let that one out of the bag, but he knows everything. Yeah, so Galahorn, Season of the Shadow.
Games, I'm the CEO of Bungie.
But I mean, for me, this is probably the craziest of them all, because it seems way too fucking convenient that you've got what looks like Benedict there, right? So there's the Callus tie-in, Shadow, the Shadows of Callus. And then that it's called Penumbra, which is basically the part of the shadow that is obscured light, right? There's that, maybe being a little bit on the dark path. I don't know, maybe.
What's the name of? Is it Arsight? That's Shax's helper.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's Arsight. Yeah, it's the same. Arsight. This is a little bit of lore that a lot of people looked. The Red Jacks were looked over. Like, I made a video at the Red Jacks and it didn't get much traction. And it is one of the most interesting pieces of lore in Destiny. And Arsight is at the center of it with this other Red Jack named Dahlia. And essentially, they were set into battles. And like Arsight and Dahlia started like rewriting their code. And that's why they became like these legendary Red Jacks, because they weren't just robots. They actually could make decisions on the battlefield.
They were AI, not just.
Yeah, they became
true AI.
Yeah, they became like true AI, and that's why I think that image is really interesting, because it has the implication that like this is not just a messenger, or like I get the impression it's not just a messenger or a soldier of Callus, but it's like something that we're going to be properly interacting with. It's not going to just be passing on stuff. So I like.
Well, I mean, valid point by Platypus in the chat as well. Penumbra is a shadow cast by the moon, so I wonder if that's going to involve the moon of Saturn and the crypt.
That's just part of a shadow. That's not specific to the moon. And
I think it's gonna be Callus. This is gonna be Shadows of Callus. This is gonna be maybe the real Callus. Meeting the real Callus is gonna be finishing off the regulars.
Just shadows of Callus and all that sort of thing. That's cool. I like that. That's fantastic. That little part, that little snippet. But what if it's the shadows of the Dorito ships coming in from the outer ring of the galaxy, and Callus? We have proven ourselves as the strongest, and Callus is. We are fighting against the Dorito ships with Callus. So we've got the big fish. And the Dorito ships.
Yeah, and it's going to go, nom.
Longest sound for a joke ever.
Yeah, but I had the animated version of it in my head. I'm like, I need to see that as a cutscene.
Wait, what if they've gone back to the golden age and they just show Pac-Man wacka 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 wacka.
Yeah, that's like the last mission of the Penumbra campaign is fucking you're the Leviathan, aka Pac-Man, chasing around Dorito ships as the ghosts, and you've got to fucking go and get the little orbs and then that's it.
That sounds like a mini game that should be in the tower that you could walk up to and as an Easter egg and then just fly around the Leviathan in Dorito ships.
Beautiful. Well, I mean, I don't know. It definitely it piqued my interest. But more so the Season of the Shadow more than the others. I think there'll definitely be interesting shit, especially the stuff pertaining to the Drifter, but I think with that, it's more that, I think it's Benedict. I really do think it's Benedict. And the fact that Benedict's got a fucking sword on his back, at the very least, there's going to be some kind of red jack involved. We don't really see them doing all that much in game, but I think that we may well. And I hope that opens it up to them being used as a force in, our battles, as well as we send in the red jacks to clear the Crucible fucking maps, and you don't see it.
I'm not going to lie. It definitely could be something. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move into the quality of life stuff. So Gambit, which is a favourite of the three of us over normal PvP. Matt, stop touching your fucking microphone.
Dad has spoken.
Coming 27th of November, the same date as Black Armory. Gambit bounties, the infamy rank point awards for all bounties have been doubled. Numerous daily challenges and weeklies have had their objectives returned to take less time and easier to complete. Really?
What?
Okay. A new bounty has been added to the daily rotation that requires Prime Evil Envoy kills. Finally, blueberries might actually kill the fucking Prime Evil!
That's my sole job. Whenever I'm playing by myself, that is all I do. When the Primeval comes out, I don't worry about trying to beat the Invader. I don't worry about any of the other ads. I kill the fucking envoys. That is it.
Polar's going to have to take that out of fucking curriculum for fucking Gambit school. Jesus. Infamy rewards. Subdivision rank ups now award Gambit legendary weapons or armor. Goodbye blues. Okay. Primeval catch-up mechanics. Teams that summon their Primeval second can only ever receive one catch-up stack of Primeval Slayer. Previously, the trailing team would receive multiple stacks depending on how far they were behind. For instance, if the leading team had 7 stacks of Primeval Slayer, the trailing team summoned. When the trailing team summoned, they would receive 4 stacks. Now they only receive 1. Good.
Yeah.
It should reward you for bringing it up as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
It should reward you by doing that. It might actually get rid of 15 players, 15 moat players, and just as soon as they have enough, put it in. As soon as they have enough, put it in.
The other thing too is that people often sort of gloss over is that if you summon your Primeval first, then that whole fight gets compounded in difficulty because the other team is just pumping fucking more ads onto your side, where they don't have to ever contend with that because they're the second team, right? So there's nearly an advantage in not popping it first. Like you make that fight harder, and it's something that I've thought about, and I've not really bothered to experiment too heavily with, but it's definitely something that you'll feel if I mean mainly solo queuing. I notice that sort of shit. I mean, sort of when you got a team, it's not so pronounced.
The only issue that I can see with these new changes is the fact that if like you'd have to be close and let them get it first, but you'd have to be very, very close behind so you don't fall too far behind in primeval stacks. And then what you do is while your primeval will slayer stacks is just go in and invade. Just always invade. Always invade.
Yeah,
and just keep. And I've seen people keep a good team down while just constantly invading with a Queensbreaker or a decent sniper or.
Dude, do it with Thunderlord. Thunderlord is the tip.
Thunderlord.
Just get so much ammo, man.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's utterly fantastic.
We've
identified another issue that was causing the Ascendant Primeval to not always award credit to the correct team when killed, and we fixed it. Fantastic. Thanks, Bungie.
Yay.
Good job, Bungie. Good
job. Next week is our send-off for the season of the Outlaw. What better way to celebrate it than letting the Drifter sweeten the pot a little? Double Infamy starting 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, November 20th, 2018, ending November 23, and then starting Triple Infamy from November 23, and to be decided November 27th, 2018, probably at reset. So,
I think there's a few people that are like me, in that we're really sort of like, I'm not at that point of the 2 resets yet, but I want to be. So I'm really.
I will be playing Gambit that time.
Yeah, can we play some Gambit, please?
Yeah, man. I think we're gonna.
You don't fucking play Destiny.
He was on it last night and you weren't. Where the fuck were you?
Says you, Mr. Mech Warrior Hollywood Tarkov streamer. You fuck.
Go make your coffee. Go on.
Log's going to read through the changing of the seasons while I go have a cigarette and make coffee.
Oh, God. I'll write this thing, not read it.
Yeah, well, I mean, now you have to fucking do your job.
Right. Okay.
Well, no, you know what? Get Matt to read it. Get Matt to read it with his fantastic wordsmith.
Nah, he's got shit internet at the moment. I'll do it. All right. So as we come into the end of season 4 and into season 5, there's a few things that are important to note. Like there's a lot of quests that hinge on this sort of stuff. So we'll go through that. We'll go through those the notes on that. So kicking over on this November 27th, I'm off to such a shit start with this. Why is Sloth so good at this, Matt? Why? Like,
I don't know, because it should be easy just reading from the notes, but he does a good job.
He does a good job. I don't know if he's got his headset on. Sloth, you got your headset on?
Yes.
Oh, never mind. I was going to say nice things about you, but given that you do, I'm not going to now. All right. So, as called out on the This Week at Bungie from last week, players who wish to complete seasonal triumphs and objectives have until November 27. On that day, Season of the Forge will begin, ranks will reset, and incomplete triumphs for Season of the Outlaw will expire. The items that will reset are Nightfall ranks, Valor ranks, Glory ranks, Infamy ranks, any incomplete triumph or quest step that requires players to complete objectives in any single season. All incomplete triumphs with Season 4 in the title will expire and be removed at the start of Season of the Forge. That's a lot to digest, but basically anything that is specific to this season, anything that is specific to this season is gone. Anything that can reset and go again next season will reset. That's the way I read it.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I have like trouble with is so before I was like, okay, all right, I've got some work to do with Season 4 triumphs and I want to get them. But I was like, how do I see which one's a season specific? And I don't think there's a real easy way.
There's no quick way to do that. You just have to go in.
You've just got to look through them, look through your triumphs and see which ones in the description say complete this in Season 4. Like the Gambit ones, you know, that are like now reset your rank twice in the 4 or whatever.
Sloth?
with the dredging,
Yes.
is that are we going to lose the ability to get that title?
I don't believe so. I just think you're going to have to do another fucking 2-round reset.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it would be pretty silly for this whole system, this whole title system, to only be relevant for season 4 there, unless they introduce new titles, which I don't think they haven't mentioned. So like,
I think it's likely that they will introduce new titles. I just don't think they'll pertain to things that are currently existing. Like, what are they going to replace dredging with in Gambit? Like, it's the thing, really. Like, there's nothing else. What else is the pinnacle? Like, that's it.
I mean, you're right.
Shin.
They're getting rid of Redrix's. They're getting rid of Redrix's broadsword. So does that mean in season 5 they're going to bring in Redrix's fucking katana?
No, it's got to be a really big. It's got to be a really big sword. Katana's
katakana. A katakana then.
Redrix's
katakana.
Redrix's battle axe. Let's just go. All right, so there are a few things that won't reset. Quests for Pinnacle Crucible weapons from the Season of the Outlaw. If you currently have the quest item in your inventory, it will not be removed. If you are on a step requiring a specific rank or number of ranks resets in a season, progress will be lost. Your quest will remain on that step. However, you may be completed the following season. So if you've got the quest, you can continue to do it, basically. There's a little bit here about the Eververse shit. So after the season transitions, prismatic facets from the Season of the Outlaw will expire and no longer be available for use in the prismatic matrix. Players should also be aware that steadfast engrams will be removed from Eververse stock at the start of the Season of the Forge and will be replaced with a new bright engram that contains new items, which is basically what we all expected, right?
That's fucking just more of the same, honestly.
Yeah, that's the same deal. With the upcoming transition to Season of the Forge, there is a known issue regarding Gambit bounties that we would like to bring to the attention of our players, say Bungie. Players who complete Gambit bounties during the Season of the Outlaw and keep those bounties in their inventories after the season transitions must complete a Gambit match in the new season before turning them in. Players who turn in these bounties after the Season of the Forge begins, but before playing a Gambit match, will not correctly receive points to their infamy rank from those bounties. So if you're sitting on bounties for the sake of boosting your level, play a fucking game first. That's basically what it's saying.
Yeah.
Or you could just pop them and just be done with it. Just don't be a hoarding bitch.
Just,
meh. Exactly. That just seems so foreign to me. As soon as I see a fucking done quest line, motherfucker, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, that's us, but that's us. It's not everyone. We need to fucking be aware of that.
I think, like when I see all these season changes, I'm like, man, Destiny has so many layers for so many different types of players, and like you can sit on the surface and have a
Matt said raid layers. The CEO of Bungie said raid layers.
Like onion.
Raid layers coming back.
Let him speak.
And then like like triumphs, and then you've got your season specific stuff, and then it just sort of reminds me how much stuff's in Destiny to do if you want to.
We were talking about it just before the cast started. Matt and I were like, I hadn't even gone through and checked off the vast majority of my Triumph stuff. It's one of those things that there's so much else going on that you can literally lose track of that whole part of the game, and it's only really going for the titles and that sort of shit that has made me go in and take more interest in it. So it'll be interesting to see how they I don't think they'll really expand on it. I think it's a good system, but I think that it'd be nice if there was a bit more reward, or there was a bit more to be gotten out of it, so that it was something that you would be more interested in, I suppose. But maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me being ignorant, which is, not for the first time. But right, let's just quickly round out discussion on the transition to Season of the Forge. So we're going to enter Season of the Forge on the 27th, but much like what happened with Forsaken, we've got this kind of like week grace period, for want of a better term, and the Black Armory actually becomes available on the greatest of all days, the 4th of December. So we get to sort of enter the season. I think it's a good opportunity for Bungie to go through and sort of fine-tune things as well, make sure all the transitions happening really, really smoothly and all that sort of thing. So I think we can expect that to be the norm going forward, dudes. What do you reckon?
Yeah, with this transition. Right. This transition period.
Just a normal transitory period when they update the quality of life and do a little bug fixing and all that sort of thing before it all happens, which is a very intelligent move on their part. And I'm perfectly okay with it. Perfectly.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot more coordination with the transition between seasons. Like, I just feel like you can even just in the 12, you can see they're already like predicted stuff happening with Gambit bounties and everything like that, causing issues. So it seems like they're getting into the swing of things with these transitions between seasons as well.
Absolutely. And last but not least, Bungie have the Last Wish raid along Monday, November 19 at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please go and check that out, because I know that I said it last week, a shitload of information came out of the Taken King raid along. So it'll definitely be worth your time to go in there and check it out. There's probably I don't know whether there's going to be actual sort of secrets or anything laid out, but you'll definitely get a greater understanding of what goes into creating something like Last Wish. And I don't know, I mean, when Bungie put these streams on, it's, all of the subs and shit go to charity, so it's a good cause anyway, all the Bungie Foundation stuff. So get in there, get amongst it.
Absolutely. So quite a little bit of a non-Destiny related things.
Yeah, just if you've got any questions, throw them up now. But we're just gonna go off the fucking rails now.
Yeah. So non-Destiny related things. Battlefield 5 has made a release to early access people who pay for the premium thing. People seem to be enjoying it. I was watching
Jim Sterling on that today.
Yeah.
Early access.
Don't even fucking get me started on that. Like, that's just fucking stupid. Anyway, besides that,
how many days seems to be 11, like over a week early. If you had early EA early access,
if you
subscribe
had
with your lives on your daughter one.
So you pay for the game. And then you pay another $100 a year to get early access for it. I mean, if we're a subscription-based service in games, I'd be okay with that. If you didn't have to pay the fucking, like, in the short term. So I was discussing this with someone, I can't remember who the other day, but early access, a subscription-based service for gaming would be great if you didn't have to pay the upfront fee of $100 Australian for the actual game. If you just paid for the subscription, $100 a year, you get access to all of the games, like very similar to Game Pass. Very, very similar to Game Pass, but it's just so frustrating. It's so frustrating to even talk about. I can't.
You brought it up.
So have you seen much gameplay of Battlefield 5? Have you seen what it looks like?
I have, yeah. I've been watching a caster Ammunition play for most of the morning, and it looks good. It actually looks good. It's very similar to Battlefield 1. Same thing, automatic weapons, snipers, same game mode, same fucking conquest. You got fucking 80 people smacking against each other for 45 minutes. Go, ooh, GG, close game. Blah, 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 blah. It's just, it looks good, but it looks like just another fucking Battlefield game.
Yeah, I was going to say that. It looks good. It doesn't look different from Battlefield though. Like
it just looks more of the fucking same. Steam, another thing as well. Steam. So if you're in Australia, it's not really something that Americans have to worry about. This is more of an Australian thing. Is that when we open Steam, we see the American prices. So they're implementing Australian Steam storefront where we see things in
fucking God.
Where we see things in our price. So we're probably going to be hit with VAT and GST and all that sort of thing. So we're probably going to be hit with more tax on fucking PC games, which is just fantastic, just great, just fucking amazing. I love
Why would we get both?
Well, because American companies, they pay a fee to get onto Steam, so they add their fee into the game, and then you pay tax on purchasing the game. So we will have the tax implemented on our side, so we'll probably have to pay GST for it. So it's probably just going to be more expensive. So it's fucked. I'm going to read more into it and try and get more information out of it, but it's just frustrating. I'm frustrated by it. I'm frustrated.
Dude, there's a lot of frustrating shit going on. Like the fucking Article 13 shit going on with YouTube, where it's like, hey, guess what? Okay. If you do parody songs, you better open up and get a fucking shit to the face, because you're just not going to be able to do it anymore. Fuck you, Power Slave.
Speaking of YouTube, so Log messaged us the other day, this private chat. This private chat that we have. So it Smells Like Raid Spirit, the song that was on the movie of the week situation. It was movie of the week, wasn't it? Yeah. Runner up for movie of the week or something. Whatever. Runner up for movie of the week. BMG, the producers, the music producers that own the rights to Nirvana songs,
record label. Yeah.
The record label.
I'll talk to it, but basically they
go for it, man.
They take all of the money or ad revenue for that. Like, I'm not even look at it this way. My channel isn't even at the point where I can run ads on stuff, and there's ads on my stuff. And none of the revenue goes to me. So I don't know. I was a bit frustrated with that. And then Matt came in with the uppercut of, hey, guess what? Article 13's coming and you're not even going to be able to do it at all. So that's a bit shitty.
The fact for YouTubers, if you do parody stuff, it's
not even just that, man.
If you follow the guidelines for fair use for parody, then as far as I'm concerned, it should be considered parody and fair use. Now, YouTube has this issue where they let companies, big record labels and video game publishers and all that sort of thing, wield DMCA, the Digital Millennial Copyright Act, as a fucking weapon to make sure that they can get as much of the ad revenue and make as much money in the world to make a fucking solid gold planet off in the fucking other fucking Andromeda galaxy, because they're cunts.
I'll look at it a couple of ways.
YouTube really needs to start protecting content creators from this company, because YouTube would not exist without the content creators.
I'll put it to you this way. The issue isn't that the companies have the rights to the things, because admittedly, and I've done this to myself in that I do parody stuff, it is incredibly murky at the best of times, right? Like, you are basically you are formulating an argument that what you do is transformative to someone else's piece of work. Now, my stance on this from now on is I'm not even going to fucking worry about YouTube. Right? Like, if they want to advertise on my shit, that's fine. Because ultimately, somewhere down the line, the original artist whose shit that I'm borrowing is getting paid. And if I was in their position, that'd probably be the way I'd want it to be.
He put a shotgun in his mouth and blew the top of his head off.
Well, his fucking daughter is, whatever. But, like, I mean, legally, that's what's happening. I understand that it probably never gets to them, and it's absorbed by the big corporation that is the fucking record label and all those ancient evils that we used to talk about in the music industry. But, like, I'm fucking done with it. I'm going to keep doing what I do. Don't worry about that. But I'm going to figure out another way that I'm going to fucking get myself to Guardian Con by like 2038, I reckon. We'll cross that. I'll cross that bridge as I come to it.
I mean, this is the thing though, right? Like, here's the thing. Like, it's happening in the music industry a lot. You know, like, gaming YouTube channels only exist because of the symbiotic relationship between gaming YouTube channels and the publisher. Like the publishers see benefit from having gaming YouTube channels, so essentially they let it live. But if they really didn't want people making videos about their games, they could shut it down. From a license perspective.
The thing that I was saying yesterday in our chat, and this is just me spitballing, but looking forward from this, like this is the start of it. And like, I'm not talking about like, I'm talking legitimate use of someone else's copyright, which a game is. Like, if you look at any gameplay, technically, like, there's the argument that, oh, you're inputting yourself into the game, but really all of the assets.
Transformative work, you know full well that, like, if you just uploaded you playing the game without fucking talking over the top of it, or, you know, injecting your own content into it, then yes, it is 100% copyrighted material. But transformative work is, again, it's a very grey area. It's a very grey area. But like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to these big corporations if it's transformative or not. They will get the fucking ad revenue for the first 2 weeks, and even if you put in a fucking counterclaim against it, they will still get the ad. Well,
that's not true. That's not true.
Not anymore. But the ad revenue will put into hold, but you won't see any of it for 2 weeks.
The thing, like,
even if it is transformative work, and it's fucking frustrating.
Spitballing, and I understand. Look, we've departed from Destiny because this is the other half of our life, right? This is what we do. We're the three of us are, to varying degrees, content creators. One of us very good at it, the other two not so much. But we're all in the same field. Me and Matt are crap at it. Sloth's great. I think, like, with Article 13, what Article 13 is in the European Union is basically that you cannot have anything without attributed copyright. And that is where it becomes murky. And once that's done with music, it becomes done. It'll be art as well. Any picture that you think. Yep. Like, I've spoken to Keg about what are the rules of thumb with, like, you know, like with even my thumbnails, because they're fucking album covers with shit stuck on them and like photoshopped and whatever. They're technically probably fucking copyrighted to someone else. So, like, there's a whole lot of, like, this is just obviously my research into my stuff, but there's the impacts of this are so far reaching that it's fucking crazy. And YouTube will basically be put in the point where, like, the issue is that the people who upload this stuff aren't going to be liable. YouTube itself will be liable. So they're going to go, well, no one's uploading any of this shit. They're just going to put an end to it. Or they're going to have to develop some kind of system where you can actively go in and attribute copyright. Which I hope they do, because, like, for me, I have no problem with that. Like, this is the song I'm doing, whatever. But, you know, that's one thing.
And,
but
like,
oh man,
yeah, like starting off in music. I mean, like, someone just mentioned in chat, like Nintendo, right? Nintendo takes like the music industry approach to they'll copyright anything on YouTube.
If you use 5 seconds of any fucking Nintendo IP or third-party IP, they will 100% put a fucking flag on your video.
And do you know why? Because that company is like, well, we don't need you to live. Like, they've accepted that we don't need you to sell copies. We don't need your help to do this. Whereas a lot of other companies, like, you know, it's an important part to have community on board to be selling our product and making videos.
These companies don't care about community. They care about the fucking green that's padding their fucking wallet.
I was gonna.
Exactly.
Look, not you, Matt, but the big companies.
No, but that's the exact point. Like, I don't think, you know, Twitch, a game being showcased on Twitch that was received well by the top streamers sells more copies. Look at PUBG. I think separating the success of PUBG from Twitch would be silly. Like, you have to acknowledge that some of PUBG's success was linked to Twitch.
And like, look at Dr. Disrespect became the biggest fucking. I mean, up until Ninja was the biggest dude on the platform on the back of PUBG for a year.
Okay, let's look at Fortnite. Do you think Fortnite would be as big as it was without Ninja?
Probably, because it's a different beast.
Probably it's a free-to-play game. It's a free-to-play game, and a lot of people jumped onto it. Fuck, like, this might be just me having my head under having my fingers in my ears, going la 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 la, you know, half the time. But I didn't hear about Ninja until about fucking, I don't know, June this year. I didn't even know who he was until he was like the biggest on the platform. And people were like, Ninja this, Ninja that. And I was like, who the fuck is Ninja?
Yeah. But I mean,
I'm not saying his success. I'm not saying his success is attributed to Fortnite whatsoever. Like, he was a fucking very large, like he was a competitive video game player, a competitive FPS dude in Halo or something like that, if I remember correctly. But it's like,
I'm sure he'll bring a book out and we'll be able to buy it and learn.
I guess this is my point. I feel like gaming has a better symbiotic relationship with the publishers than music or movies. Movies they're like, we don't need you to get people.
Yeah.
Music's the same. We don't need you to sell albums. Okay. Like I feel like there's a bit more of a relationship between gaming and content creators, but this is a scary thing about being on a platform or being a streamer, being a YouTube content creator, is you just need someone to change the rules and for someone to disrupt that relationship, and then all of a sudden you don't have a job anymore.
Well, I mean, look at it this way. So you say frightening and this, that, and the other. You're talking two odd months ago or something like that. An Australian WoWcaster named Chinglish got banned off of Twitch, temporary banned off of Twitch for 24 or 48 hours or something like that, for playing a singular Maroon 5 song. And Maroon 5 in general, because they're shit house.
Credit where it's due. Like, I think anyone who ever plays a Maroon 5 song should be banned from Twitch.
I knew that's what you were going to say, you daft cunt.
But fucking add the Chili Peppers to it while we're at it.
Banned off of Twitch, temporary banned off of Twitch for 24 or 48 hours or something like that. Like it's, and it can all come crumbling down at the fucking drop of a hat.
Can I give you guys my doom and gloom prophecy for the next 5 years of YouTube?
Yeah.
That basically we'll end up seeing most big developers go the way of Nintendo, and not for the sake of like completely taking down people's content pertaining to their games, but because they'll be doing what record labels are doing and going, fuck, I can take all the ad revenue off this whole video, and it is, there's fucking nothing people can do about it. So at that point, they control the content, the money coming in around their game's content on YouTube. And if they want to, they'll then be able to go, oh, well, this guy's talking shit about our game. Bang, copyright strike. He's gone. His channel's over. He can't upload anything. They can control what people say, and
do what Nintendo does, which is they make you sign a bloody contract like an MCN, and you have to give revenue share.
That's what I was going to say. Is that the next step will be publishers will have either approved creators, or you will have to apply or buy a license to be able to create fucking. That's what music is. You want to put up a cover right now, you buy a fucking reproduction license and you can record a direct cover. A parody's different because it's a derivative work. It's a hell of a lot of merc. But if Nintendo are already doing it, man, they're already flexing the muscle. It's there. It's just going to take for someone to realize, oh, hang on, we can make fucking X million dollars out of doing this because we screw everyone out of their fucking ad revenue, and it happens.
I'm surprised that hasn't happened with Twitch already, to be honest. I'm surprised there isn't
it's fucking happening, man.
Well,
there have been casts that I watch quite frequently who legitimately don't have music in their casts anymore. They don't have music in their casts. They use 100% homemade alerts and all that sort of thing. That isn't that doesn't sound like anything else. It's made by them. They've got fucking their own things because they do it for a living.
Yeah,
they do that shit for a living, and they're trying to mitigate the risk of having their shit shut down. It's happening, and it's
that's the thing.
We've gone way off the rails. We need to, I don't know, do we keep going? I
don't know. We're fucking well down the rabbit hole. We're well down the rabbit hole. Look, that's Jimmy. On this happy note.
And on this bombshell,
let us look forward to the wasteland where there are no streaming platforms and no YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, as much as Just be good to yourselves. Just be good to yourselves.
Be good to your mother too.
Legit,
be good to your mother.
Legitimately.
Be good to your mother. Be good to yourself.
Just be good to yourselves. Be good to your mum if you've got one. You know, fucking just be good to yourselves. It's there is shit. And I find this incredibly frustrating, and I really do. Like for the last couple of days, I've been going out to the garage and I've been flogging the fuck out of my boxing bag because like every little thing has made me very upset. Do what you do to make it up to make sure that it's not damaging your mental health.
Yeah,
because be good to yourself, guys. Legitimately,
you know what, like,
it's fucking, it's like worrying about this shit. We can get up in arms and rage about it and go onto Reddit and Twitter and yell about it and this, that, and the other.
It's the classic. It's the classic. Like you know what? Like we get angry and we can piss on the corporation, and if we piss on the corporation gets wet. But if the corporation turn around and pisses on us, we fucking drown. So there's no point. There's no we're talking about this as three dudes who are. This is what we do, right? We're not coming at it from it's not a big sook session or anything like that. This is a conversation we were literally having, and it just ended up happening here in person rather than via text, which is probably a good thing. But look, we talked about Destiny for an hour. We did all right.
Fantastic.
I mean, there's so much to be excited about with Destiny. That's fucking awesome. So, and I'm sure Bungie won't be dicks and stop us making videos about it. So that's good.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have enjoyed the podcast and you're on YouTube, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button and the bell. And I'm going to steal a little section that from some fucking random lore dude that looked like Obi-Wan Kenobi. If you've made it this far into the podcast, let us know. Leave a little comment for us in the comments below and just say, nah, fuck you. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for the people who come out on Twitch and watching us and talking to us and asking questions and all that sort of thing. Thank you very much. To our people who watch on Podbean, yeah, nah, good. Who listen on Podbean and Spotify and all that sort of thing. Thank you very, very much for your continued patronage. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, queries, doubtful points, let us know on Twitter at the DDU_podcast, at Mylan Games, at LogPowerSlave, at Realtime Sloth. Until the next time, we have been the Destiny Down Under podcast.
What do you got, Matt?
Later.
What do you got?
Look, right. The law will find you, and when it finds you, it's going to charge you so many license fees. You're going to be up to your eyeballs in license fees, okay?
The law is coming for you with a DCMA takedown. Oh, I love this fucking thing.
Struck off the internet. See you guys.
Get the fuck off. See you later. Hang around for a raid. Peace.